The day I gave money to a girl who was eating from the trash and she screamed at me as if I were killing her. This story was in 2019, not so long ago. I was outside the General Hospital of Tijuana making a long distance call. I was very immersed in the call so as not to miss any details. Then I approached the esplanade, but to the side where there were some trash cans. While I was making the call, Saya, I heard noises in the trash can, but I wasn't paying much attention. When I finished the call, I went to peek to see what was making so much noise. I thought it was a cat, an animal. I managed to see part of a back, so I knew it was a person. I thought it was a boy and said, "Hey, what are you doing there?" At that moment, she lifted her head, and I could see that it was a very thin girl. No fat, no muscle, no bust, but from her features, I knew she was a girl. Her hair was very short, like when it's growing back after being shaved. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes those people have had their heads shaved because of lice in some center where they have been, or in a hospital, or maybe by their own family. I don't know. But her hair looked very short, but it was growing back like it had been shaved. She was wearing very tiny shorts and a top all dirty. So then when I saw her, I said, leave that, don't eat from there. I'll give you something to eat, come out. And also, she started to get out. While she was getting out of the trash can, I quickly looked in my bag, and in one of I always have two compartments. One where I keep coins, and in the other, the bills. But well, at that moment, I didn't even know if I was going to have cash or what. I opened it, and when I saw the coins, well, I quickly saw that it wasn't going to be, well, it wasn't even going to reach $1 because I don't know, it was like 15 pesos that I managed to see. So I said, no, it's very little. And I saw I had a 100 peso bill, which is, I think, $5 American. I took the bill, but I didn't even unfold it. I kind of folded it when she was already outside the boat. I said to her, "Here, go buy food." Because in front of the hospital, there are several stands where they sell burritos, tamales, etc. And I said it to her, "They say here, go buy some food." When I did that, she started screaming, "Oh no!" Like I got scared as if they were killing her. There were people around. There's always a lot of people. That hospital is very busy. But everyone, this is a side note I make, is immersed in their own life. Even I, when I was on the call, was caught up in another life. So they turned around because she was yelling a lot, but no one approached. I started to feel bad that everyone was looking. And I even thought they're going to think I'm doing something bad to her. But I was asking her, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And she just kept yelling, "No, no, no," until I said to her, "Calm down." I said, "Calm down, tell me what's happening." And she started, "It's a lot, it's a lot." But she didn't even see the bill. That's why I didn't know what was happening, because her gaze didn't make eye contact with me. But she also didn't see the bill, as if she was looking at the horizon. But she said, as if her gaze pierced through me. But she kept saying, it's a lot, it's a lot. Then I understood it was a lot, and the bill, and I still said to her, "It doesn't matter, go buy, and whatever is left, give it back to me." "No, no," she kept shouting. And then I said to her, "Okay, let's go." I said, "Calm down," because she kept shouting. I said, "Calm down, let's go together. I'll buy it for you, and that's it. I'll pay." "No, it's not much." She shouted, "No, no, no." And then it's a lot every little while, between phrases. I was just like, I didn't know what to do, but I wanted that situation to calm down. And then, I grabbed all the coins, put my hand in like this, all of them, all the coins until it was empty. But I tell you, I think it was a little more than, it didn't reach 20 pesos, which was $1. And I gave her all the coins. As soon as I gave her the coins, she opened her hand and started to smile and said, now, like this, now, yes, now, yes. And I was left, and he turned around. I mean, he took the money, turned around, and walked straight to the stalls, which I don't know wouldn't get him anything with that. Hey, but I kept watching her go, following her with my eyes to see where she was going, what she was doing. I was in shock. I didn't know what was happening. I looked around to see if people were saying anything now. Everyone was back to their lives, because since she was no longer shouting and she left, she wasn't jumping with joy, but she looked like that walk when you're happy, like la 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 la, but not jumping, right? But I could see her happiness with going with the coins in her hand. So I was still in shock. I was standing there waiting for someone to arrive who we were going to meet outside the hospital. So I was still there thinking, I didn't know like what happened. Like I just experienced something surreal. And now I'll tell you what I learned. At that moment in my life, I was practicing the law of the mirror in my own way. I'm not going to give you a whole class on the law of the mirror right now, but it was about when I became aware and wanted to think about what was happening. It had been about a month since I started practicing that with each person I interacted with during the day. Then, well, when I had time or at night, I would think about what I had of that person, that we are always a reflection. So I would say what I liked or didn't like. I mean, if something pleased me or didn't please me about that person, well, what was in me of that person, which is supposed to be everything, right? But well, I was in that process of analyzing things, and then I said, oh, the mirror thing, when I was standing there, and I said, wow. And then I started analyzing myself with her, but I was still kind of outside myself, like observing, not internalizing, right? Because I said, no, well, she's homeless. She is a drug addict, or was a drug addict. I don't know if she still is, but that's how she looked. And I'm not, no, I studied a profession. I turned around like this. I looked at myself, and I was wearing a nurse's uniform. And I said, no, well, I'm a nurse. I studied a profession. She lives on the street. And I was like seeing external things until suddenly I don't know how to precisely describe the moment when it hit me, as we say in Mexico, and I said, ah, and it hit me more than what I had experienced in the girl's scream. And I could understand as if I were her and she were me. But I was dressed as a nurse and she was in a homeless situation, but we were at the same point of learning. And she couldn't accept anything that was big, that was beyond her expectations of receiving. Everything had to be small. If it was small, it was fine. If it wasn't much, she accepted it, but something she considered too much was wrong. She didn't want it. She was afraid. Or I don't know if something, she thought I was going to ask for something in return, or many things I started to think at that moment. But I said, Alicia, well, you're the same. What is it that makes it so hard for you to receive and receive in a big way, or what I considered big? And everything just went boom, 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 boom. I started to a bunch of beliefs, well, with abundance, with my mental ceilings about weight, and a lot with receiving, because for such a long period of my life, I had done things alone and moved forward and believed that I struggled a lot and everything. Well, that's it. They start forming in the subconscious that I don't deserve, that a little is fine, but a lot is wrong. Well, the thing is that it was the lesson of my life in abundance there. I got very emotional when I realized it, when I became aware of that, and that situation, which I am grateful for, like all those that I later understand the learning from. I am grateful that I am practicing, but there they put it in front of me, and I think it was my graduation from the mirror. And well, I want to share it with you, like all the stories I will be sharing here. Now I want you, if you are at a similar point, to see where you are in your mental ceiling, in your beliefs about abundance, wealth, receiving, deserving, and if it helps you to go a little inside yourself and see it. Subscribe, and if you like this or think someone else will, share it. Sending you a hug, and keep watching more stories from my life.